I mean, you've batted, obviously, with the tail plenty often enough, and they do become sometimes, it becomes a bit of a joke. But they actually stood tall here.
Yeah, and we've done it a few times, actually, in the past, where someone like Jimmy, Brody, and Leachy obviously has done it, and they hold on, and they actually show that character and that fight and that determination to really stand up for the team. And it's not easy, honestly. Like, they would have seen that bowl in there thinking, oh, my God, I got to go and face this. The crowd would have been up, and I thought they handled it fantastically well. I thought they... Brody and Leachy had a great partnership. They chewed up the balls. Leachy, in particular, I thought played some fantastic shots in between. And Brody just, was brave enough to stand in front of it all, and it's not easy.
Well, no, I think Stuart used all of his experience with Jack Leach. They shared the responsibility. They were very clear. They took the runs on offer in terms of, sensibly. But, you could have gone two tactics. One go one end, one go another. They decided no to... pretty clearly that they'll just take the runs. If you're on strike, you've got your 2 balls, or 3 balls to get through the overs. And it was a great bit of captaincy to bring Smith on in terms of throwing it in the rough. I know the light was there, but I thought it was good because he spins it more than Labuschagne. But Stuart Broad, a lot of people have spoken and almost laughed about his batting, but when it matters most, you wouldn't actually want too many more people in the end in terms of a lower order of courage and determination and stubbornness to repel the Australians.
Yeah, little conversation. What's it doing? What do I do? What do you do here? Look at that scene, the crowd scene, unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think Jimmy, out of everybody, probably had the most toughest over to play the whole game. I think for a number 11 to go in and face Steve Smith, who's obviously a part-time spinner, and with everybody around, it's never easy. And Jimmy does have that character, but if ever you wanted a last ball, that is the perfect last ball you want to face.
I just wonder whether in his mind, shall I play reverse sweep? Where shall I play the reverse sweep? He would have been
like the reverse sweep.
I think he's more confident playing the reverse sweep than defending, but that's what I hoped Brody was telling him, and that he has talked to him, didn't he, for about 30 seconds, 40 seconds. We're wondering what he's going to say, a device, but fair play to them.
So take us inside the dressing room. You've both been there. Quiet relief, a bit more than that. What do they take and talk about and think about for Hobart and beyond?
I think just a look of satisfaction today, actually, what they've kind of done today and in this game. As we said, it's not a win. It's not setting the world alight. But from what they've experienced as a group of, 17, 18 players and the support staff, to actually sit around, in that very famous Sydney dressing room and have a beer and actually know that every one of them tried. It's not about trying, did deliver the guts and determination, which, they haven't quite shown so far on the tour. So it'll be satisfaction. Obviously, there's no over-the-top celebrations of celebrating a draw, but they can be very proud of that character they showed tonight.
Yeah, and they will know, obviously, Australia still were pretty much ahead of the game throughout the whole game. But it's the fight they showed, and when you show fight, I think it gives you more confidence going into the next game. And as fans and as people watching them, when you see that fight, you have more respect for them, and then you enjoy that a lot more. And that's all sometimes you can ask for. And hopefully the next game we can show more fight and close that gap between the two teams.
Yeah, obviously there are injuries, and we already know now about Josh Butler's situation, to other players that might determine what they do in Hobart. But you've kind of want to bottle a little bit of what's happened here. You don't necessarily... Do you want to make wholesale changes?
No, I don't think they do if they can help it. I think it's been a very deliberate ploy from England not to mention the injuries in terms of publicly. So obviously Josh would have broken his hand or that finger when he caught the ball, or whatever. He's done some serious damage. I'm guessing that he's broken it. And not one mention of it. He carried on keeping. They kept it stum, just because I think they probably are saying, well, we can't use this as an excuse. We can't use it. For all we know, and Stokesy will know, he's probably got a grade 2, grade 3, possibly tear in there. But no, we don't know that. And they've just held it away, so there can be no excuses at the end of the game. That's fair play to them. I like that, actually. I think they've done that well. Look, who knows who's going to be fit to play in Hobart? You'd expect that Johnny Bairstow, if he couldn't field, it might just be a bruised hand. He probably won't be able to keep. Stokesy, it'll be a potential risk and reward for him. He's obviously batting fantastically well. He's just found a bit of rhythm and form, but how much more damage could he do to that side by playing? So all those decisions are going to have to be made over the next few days. You want to keep the core of the side together, because if you do take, obviously, Butler's out, you're taking Stokes, you're taking Bairstow out, you know, three, you know, real key players in that middle order of experience. And you mentioned Joss's leadership with Joe Root, obviously the runs of Bairstow here. Well, they'll be desperate if they can to keep those, especially Stokes and Bairstow, on the field.
Let's bring in...